Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're doing an 8-4 Oath of the Gatewatch Battle for Zendikar draft. Let's see, we got Zendikar Resurgent as the rare. We're not going to first pick that. I think the best card in here is Blinding Drone. Kind of an unexciting pack all around. But, I mean, Blinding Drone is at least a good card. Yeah, there really isn't anything else in here that's super good. Shoulder to Shoulder. Still have yet to play with this card. Played against it. Sometimes it's pretty good, but maybe I need to play with it more to get a better idea of how much I like it. Yeah, just really nothing else in here crazy good. I mean, Birthing Hulk's good, but first picking a 7-drop seems out of the question. First picking a Holdout Settlement doesn't seem great either. But yeah, first picking a Blinding Drone definitely seems correct. I'm starting to think Kozilek Shrieker is better than it looks. Certainly a great aggressive card. I don't really know how much I like it outside of that, but I like Blinding Drone a lot, so we'll take that. Okay. Could second pick a Negator. Stays on color with Blinding Drone and is just a good card. There's an Allied Reinforcements in here, which is also good. Although I think Negator is comparable to the Reinforcements, and staying on color with Blinding Drone for now seems better. There's a Tar Snare, which is good. It's removal. I actually like Tar Snare quite a bit. I think I might rate it higher than other people. I think people tend to forget that you don't have to just use it as a kill spell. It's a great combat trick too. And then we've got Holdout Settlement, second pick, which still seems too early. I'm going to take this Negator pretty happily. Ooh, Thought Harvester is good. Another Blinding Drone. Unknown Shores, so choices are there. Thought Harvester, whenever you I mean, a 4-mana 2/4 flyer versus a guy that requires colorless, but if you get the colorless for Blinding Drone, it's pretty awesome. Plus, it's a 1/3 body for 2, which is very relevant in this format. I might actually take another Blinding Drone. I think Thought Harvester is good too, though. They're both good. No doubt. Nothing else in here too crazy good. Unknown Shores. We're going to need colorless mana at some point, but I think I'm just going to get another Blinding Drone. We're going to start valuing this stuff highly pretty soon here, but I don't know how good the Harvester is. It's pretty good. I mean, it feeds processing well, which is nice, but I still think I'd rather have the 2-drop. Okay, we can take the Waste now. I'm giving up a Sweep Away for it, which is a good card. We don't have any removal yet. Getting 1 Waste is pretty good. I've talked about this before, but Pilgrim's Eye, Evolving Wilds, Loam Larva, it's just stuff that finds basic lands, and that makes Waste a lot better. So I might just take Waste here. I do think Sweep Away is a pretty viable option, though. Maybe it's too early to take the Waste. We're only on 4th pick. I think I could expect to see more colorless mana. I don't know. Nothing else in here is on color with us. We're going to take the Sweep Away, I guess. We're going to hope to find more Waste later. Okay, now we can take Seer's Lantern. We can take Cultivator Drone. Overwhelming Denial, Grip of the Royal are fine. I think I might like Drone more than Lantern because 2/3 body. It pretty much does everything we want it to in this deck. I'd rather have the ramp plus a body plus the ramp plus a scry effect, I think. Grip of the Royal and Overwhelming Denial would be fine too. There are some good white cards in here. Wall of Resurgence and Spawnbinder Mage. But let's take the Drone here. I guess Blinding Drone's not the best because you have to tap a creature to get the tap effect. Could take the Void Grafter here. There's a Pathfinder. More Colorless Matters cards. Void Grafter is good. It is good. Surprise Blocker as well as protection from removal. What are the chances I end up blue-green? I can't imagine they're great. Blue-green is not a very good archetype. But I don't need any of these black cards. Pathfinder might be an okay pick. I don't think this card's busted. Usually it's easy to find late game stuff. Negate would be fine too. It tends to go pretty late though. I'm going to take the Grafter. I don't know. There's a chance I might want it. Okay, Crumbling Vestige, Hedron Crawler, Containment Membrane. Membrane's pretty good, and it works well with Blinding Drones. I think it's pretty high priority for our deck, actually. I like Hedron Crawler a lot. It also works well with our deck, but Membrane is good removal. And we're getting a nice little early plan going here. Not Table Tar Snare, but I don't know, fairly late Tar Snare, I guess. Gonna take the Membrane. Ooh, okay. Reflector Mage is pretty appealing here. Strong card. Maybe we go for... We saw some fairly late white stuff. Doesn't mean necessarily that white's... Oh, it kind of feels like it is, though. I'm going to take the Reflector Mage. This card's awesome. Over a Hedron Crawler, which I think is okay, but kind of want this Mage. I think we might dip our toes into white here. I mean, if I had to choose between... Well, I was going to say, if I had to choose between Reflector Mage and Void Grafter, I'd go Mage. I guess that's true. This deck's not super conducive to being tempo yet, because we're not hyper beatdown, you know? There's a Walker of the Wastes. We don't have any wastes. Ancient Crab. Don't really need that. Doesn't exactly feel like an Entangler deck. Might actually want the Crab for blocking. If we end up blue-white, Crab could be good. All right. I think Walker of the Wastes is only okay anyway. I guess none of these cards really matter. Take the Null Caller. It's probably the best card remaining in there. Okay, Pathfinder versus Searing Light. I think I actually want the Searing Light. I just think we're going to be able to find better late game than Pathfinder. I think Pathfinder's okay, though. All right, Make a Stand could be good. Yeah, it's probably good enough. Entangler's just not a very exciting card all around. Some late green cards, sure. All right, Negate. I mean, we didn't wheel any of the fixed lands, and we're going to still need them out of this pack, but we've got plenty of good playables out of this pack. Like, I don't regret taking a Blinding Drone over fixing. The Sweep Away over the Wastes could come back to bite us, but I think I can take colorless out of this pack and be fine. We are going to have to take some colorless stuff, though. What does this guy do? 7 mana, 8/8. Beginning combat on your turn. Reveal the top card of your library. If a creature card is revealed, you may have creatures you control other than Deceiver before and become copies of that card until in turn you may put that card at the bottom of your library. This card's okay. Not insane. There's a Wastes in here. There's Oblivion Strike. We have the Null Caller. In blue, we don't have much. We have the Mind Melter, which is good. Could take white. Could take, like, Relief Captain. Start going towards Reflector Mage. Oblivion Strike is the strongest card, but... And I guess we have... So we have Searing Light and Reflector Mage, and I guess Make a Stand. So we have 3 pretty good white cards. Could just take Relief Captain here. That's certainly going to commit me to white, but it's a good card in white. I think I want to play Reflector Mage, Searing Light, and Make a Stand more, I think, than the Oblivion Strike here. We'll see. Profit's good. We're going to need colorless lands. Profit is very strong. In a deck like this that... The problem is if I pick up Profit and I don't see any more colorless lands, we're in trouble. I have no colorless lands right now. And I have plenty of playables. I think I'm going to go Unknown Shores. And I mean, there's Meandering River in here too. It's tough. The problem is if I don't get colorless lands, we're going to have some big problems. We have double Blinding Drone and, well, I guess Negator doesn't need it. I guess we're not going to have big problems. If I take profit and we don't get colorless lands, though, then we're going to have big problems because then profit doesn't do anything. All right, we're going to take profit. We're getting perhaps a bit greedy here. We're going to have to take colorless lands, though, very soon. All right, now we're just going to say, oh, and then, of course, we're past the Deep Fathom Skulker. I can't pass Deep Fathom Skulker. It's too good. You can't pass this card. It does too much. All right, Membrane, I guess. Unless I thought I could splash for Eiley, who is good. We're going to take the Membrane. Crush of Tentacles. Chance it wastes. What are the chances we could surge a Crush of Tentacles? They don't seem bad, do they? I probably need this waste, though. I think we got to take the waste. Crush is pretty awesome, though. We do have some... Well, we have profit. Most of the time, we're going to end up paying 7 mana to play Crush of Tentacles. I mean, it's a good late game card. Am I really going to get this greedy? I'm just never going to pick up colorless lands. I got to take the waste. I don't love it. Another profit. Well, guess we could have gotten one anyway, but I'm going to take a negator now. I don't need a second profit. Could take the Meandering River. I think we're going to. Could take the Cultivator Drone. How color intensive we are. We have double blue, we have double white. Like I said, Cultivator Drone, I guess, isn't great with Blinding Drone since it's I guess it's kind of like having Cohort. Maybe we want the Drone. I mean, we're going to need colorless mana. Yeah, and the Profit of Distortion. All right. I think Meandering River is good too, but since we just don't have the... Here we go. All right, finally. Rewarded. Get a Crumbling Vestige, which we're definitely taking. Get the Waste. We're going to take this. All right, so we ended up with enough colorless lands. I was getting worried there for a second, but now we definitely have enough. Gifted a Meandering River, which is really nice for us. Third Containment Membrane. I think I can play these all day with double Blinding Drone. They're going to be pretty good. I guess Void Shatter seems playable in here, actually. With leaving up Blinding, like being able to tap and counter could be useful. We've got good blockers, too. Just all the Containment Membranes. Okay. I don't think Membrane's bad. Stops creatures for days. All right, so now all our deck needs is some finishers. And we're set. Because we have enough removal. We're not like super low on creatures, but we need some better ones. So some more flyers here would be good. Although the Gators do a good job of letting us go over top. This deck looks like it could be pretty good. Okay, Ondu Rising. Royal Spout's too strong to pass, I think, even though there's a decent chance it wheels. Pilgrim's Eye would actually be good too for the wastes, but we're not going to pass a Royal Spout. This card is super strong. I think good chance we wheel Waving Elemental, probably. Hopefully. Nothing else in here too insane, but I mean, like I said, if no one's in blue-white, we're going to wheel Royal Spout, but I don't even want to risk it. This card is really that good. We're going to have some good tempo cards in that and Reflector Mage. I like Tide Drifter in this deck. Not only does it block early, but it pumps our Cultivator Drones, Blinding Drone, Prophet, Negators, Skulker. It's good with a very good portion of our creatures. I think Tightening Coils is good too, but we'd prefer the Tide Drifter here. Maybe wheel the Rush of Ice. I'd probably like that. Even Eldrazi Devastator seems decent here with double Cultivator Drone. Seems like something we could play. Shrine of the Forsaken Gods is technically colorless mana. Could take the Ruin Processor. Don't want the Core Entangler. Rune Processor is pretty good. We only have Void Shatter to... Is that right? It's still a 7. I probably want the Processor. Can ramp towards it. If I find more ways to exile, that'd be good. I think we'll ditch the Negate and keep the Void Shatter. So we at least have a way to exile. Guess we don't have any other way to exile yet, but... Processor's a nice finisher. This is technically just colorless mana, but I think we might want the Ghostly Sentinel here. Breaker of Armies is good too, but I'd rather have Ghostly Sentinel, I think. Maybe not play the Make a Stand. Make a Stand's good. This doesn't strike me as a Make a Stand deck. Definitely going to need some more creatures. Alright, we'll take the Sentinel. Andu Rising's pretty good. I think we're going to take it. It's a good tempo card. Alright. I think we want to be an 18 lander, I believe. Which means... Do I need to play quad Containment Membrane? I don't know. Probably not, I guess. Kind of want to keep the Void Shatter around. Alright. I don't have enough ways to exile for Merc Strider. Kindi Patrol does not seem like something this deck needs. Guess we can take Pathway Arrows. There might be matches where it's a good sideboard card. Infiltrator's great. So is Royal's Retribution, though. Infiltrator lets us play Rune Processor better, though. Royal's we've got... What's our removal right now? Searing Light? I do think Royal's Retribution got better in the full format, but I might want this Infiltrator. It blocks well and attacks well for Rune Processor. Rune Processor gets a lot better if I take Infiltrator. Royal's Retribution is just good. It is good. But we've got Sweep Away. We have 3 Containment Membrane. I'm going to take the Infiltrator. It just feels like something I want. Mist Intruder, I guess. Otherwise, Tightening Coils. Tightening Coils, Mist Intruder is good too. I think Benthic Infiltrator is like infinitely better for this deck than Mist Intruder is. Mist Intruder is good with Skulker. I basically just want coils so I can get to my late game better. And it lets us evade in possibly a little bit better too. I'm going to take the coils over the Intruder. I think Intruder's good, but hey, we did end up wheeling the Elemental. We're going to have some real choices here. That's a good spot to be in. All right, and we got the Rush of Ice back. That's good. So I'm going to take and play the Cascade, I think. I like Cascade enough. It's actually pretty good with Blinding Drone. All right, so we actually ended up with a pretty nice deck. We have to make cuts, which is, like I said, a pretty good problem to have. Even though Void Shatter exiles, I think I'd rather just Infiltrate. If I don't have Infiltrate, we won't turn it on, but I just don't think this deck needs a 3-mana counterspell, probably. I think we've got better options. Even though, like I said, it does synergize with Rune Processor, I just don't think... I don't think it's the best option we have for this deck. Whatever. So I have to figure out cuts. Now we've got plenty of creatures now, which is also still a good problem to have. We might actually cut the Ancient Crab. I like that it blocks well, but we've just got better stuff going. Tide Drifter and Benthic Infiltrator. They're just better. I don't think we need the crab. Still have 3 containment membranes and a sweep away and a coils. I kind of like all this removal though. Maybe I can cut this Searing Light. Better sideboard card to have. I actually like Searing Light quite a bit. Our removal is so good. I think our removal is more premium than Searing Light, and if we play against Omega Aggro, I'll just bring it in. But we're doing enough early where I'd like the tempo cards like Sweep Away and Royal Spout, Rush of Ice. These are all very powerful tempo cards. So is Ondu Rising. These are all cards that just sort of come out of nowhere. I want to play 18 lands because we're doing Royal Spout, Rising, Rush of Ice, which also means we have 18 creatures currently, which is a good spot to be in. I guess we have some non-tempo cards too, like Tide Drifter, and we've got some stall cards, which is true, but I still really like this deck. I might cut another containment membrane. If I cut a containment membrane, what's our removal? We still have Tightening Coils, Membrane, Sweep Away, Rush of Ice, Royal Spout. Still have plenty of removal. And I just really like Awaken spells. And our curve looks nice. This deck looks good. Really nothing to criticize this deck about. Mostly blue, a little bit of white, but powerful white. Vestige, River, Cascade. We're going to play both wastes. I think our deck can afford to do that. All of our blue spells are mono blue, which is really nice. We actually have 1 double white, so I think we're going to end up doing more of an even split than one would think. We do have Meandering River too, which is nice. Crumbling Vestige pretty much counts as both mana too, right? Or maybe it doesn't. It's only a 1-time. It's hard to... We'll count it as a half mana. I think that's always a safe bet. So if I do this, this is 9 blue, 7 white. 9.5 blue and 7.5 white. The only one that requires double white is Relief Captain. All my other whites fairly late game. Yeah, I think 7.5 white is appropriate. I want to rate this deck pretty high. I think it's looking good. I don't even think that rating this deck 8 is necessarily out of the question. I actually think you could rate this deck 8 pretty comfortably, just because we've got the curve, we've got the removal, we've got the utility, the card draw, the value, the awaken, the tempo, the draw card, the late game, the early game, the tap down. It's got all the goods. Even the mana looks fine. Yeah, I'm going to give this deck an 8 out of 10. And that might actually be a conservative number, but we'll see how it plays. So running it like this, we'll see you round 1.